I stumbled upon something that caught me completely off guard. The top student in our class was digging through a trash can for food. And that food? It was the breakfast I had just thrown away. What shocked me even more was discovering that he lived in that rundown building across the street. The next time we crossed paths on the school bus, I wanted so badly to go up and find out more. But when I looked into his eyes, I froze and couldn't bring myself to say a word. There was something in his gaze, an overwhelming emptiness and hopelessness that stopped me in my tracks. That afternoon after school, I carefully packed some drinks and a homemade lunch, along with a few daily essentials. I carried everything over to that abandoned building and gently set it down by the door. I knocked, then quickly ducked behind a tree. My heart was pounding. I was so afraid he'd catch me. But as it turned out, he had seen me the whole time. The next day, I headed to school like usual. The moment I got to the bus stop, I spotted him already waiting there.
Thank you.
I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't admit to anything, but Nick knew exactly what I had done. When we got on the bus, he sat down, right next to me this time. Curiosity got the better of me, and I finally asked him about everything that had been puzzling me. So why are you at that house?
My mom kicked me out
Why?
because she likes dating guys and beat the shit out of them.
Nick instinctively hid the scars on his hands. What I never could have imagined was that his living in that abandoned building was tied to a secret one that wouldn't come to light for over a decade. Because Nick had a certain smell about him, some classmates started whispering behind his back.
God, I can smell him from here.
Seeing how embarrassed he looked with his head hung low, I reached out and invited him over.
Look, my parents don't get home from work till around 5, so if you want to shower or, I don't know, wash clothes or, I don't mind.
Yeah. Sure.
When I saw that bright smile spread across his face, I finally felt a sense of relief. The reason I chose to help Nick wasn't just because we were classmates. It was because I understood what he was going through. I was dealing with something similar myself. My father was the town mayor, a title that looked impressive to outsiders. But behind that picture-perfect facade lay a painful truth no one knew about. My father had a violent temper, and would beat my mother for no reason at all. I had witnessed it countless times, and it left me living in constant fear of him. Before long, Nick came out of the shower wearing some of my father's clothes.
Thanks for the clothes.
Yeah, of course. My dad won't even know they're gone. He doesn't usually wear jeans much, so ready to leave. But I asked him to stay. My parents aren't going to be home for an hour or so if you want to watch TV or something. So we sat on the couch together, munching on popcorn and watching TV. In that relaxed moment, I asked Nick what he planned to do after college.
In the Marines.
Oh. I couldn't help but laugh. The Marines don't exactly take scrawny guys. But I was happy for him, because that hollow, defeated look in his eyes was finally gone. With nowhere else to go, Nick had been living in that crumbling building across the street. I would often go over to hang out with him, and we'd plant things together. Looking back, those moments planted the seeds for everything that came later.
You're just protecting the roots, from the snow or in case it freezes over or anything? I mean, the roots are the most important part of the plant.
What made you want to start growing things?
When I take really good care of these plants, they reward me with flowers and vegetables, and when I don't, they just shrivel up and die.
Kind of like us.
His words made me pause and think. I looked up at the oak tree beside us.
What about that oak tree? It doesn't need anybody to grow, because it's capable of taking care of itself. No matter what, it'll keep standing. Strong and sturdy and...
It wasn't hard to tell. I long to be strong and independent, just like that oak.
With your dad and your mom. Does that happen a lot?
Seeing my furrowed brow in silence, Nick realized he had accidentally touched a nerve. He quickly pulled me into a warm hug. In that single moment, something new and different began to bloom.